So when Kendrick took over and started having the beef with Drake, he was like, it was felt left out, right? So he was like, I gotta keep this shit going. So he said, let me have a show in Vancouver, right? This is Drake country, right? So when he got there, he said, I'm not even gonna pull up with security. Let me just go as big homie, you know, just with some homies, and we're gonna do the show. And I know just for chasing clout, this nigga didn't take security. He thought, you know what, if I take security, I'm gonna look like I'm scared or something. Man, I woke up 3 in the morning in the ditch.
That's crazy.
My t-shirt had blood on it.
Yeah.
I had a dislocated shoulder, right? My hand was a little bit injured, right? But the crazy thing, the dogs, there was nobody, right? And I started believing, because when I saw what Dr. Fassi did, man, you know, people now are finally getting the truth. Yo, these big farmers, yo, this world we live in is so corrupt to the point that I can't even think about it. They did this to make money.
People do all this for money, and money ain't worth nothing. Money ain't worth that much. What can you do? What can you do with money? How much can you do with money? You getting money just for your ego, like I said. And the ego whispering death to you and everybody else. You causing death, but the ego is causing death to you and everybody around you.
Baby, I'm a good man. I got that feeling, but I won't let you drown. Yeah, I won't let you drown. Raised by the wolves, but I won't take a bite. But I won't take a bite. Flawless, I'm never that guy, I can't lie. No, I can't lie, I can't lie. Try me, I feel my piranhas tonight.
We doing a 222 podcast. It's a 222 podcast, the pod, the God pod, or whatever, you know.
Let's go.
We about to talk about a couple things. My motherfucking nigga Fleury.
Yeah, always the guy's side of the building.
Yeah, so we talk about Rick Ross. Tell me about Rick Ross. What the fuck?
Man, it's been going crazy, man. So this is how it's been going on for a minute, right? Drake and Rick Ross, right? So it started when Rick Ross album. His last album did not sell a lot of copies, right?
Yeah.
They say he sold like around 30,000, right?
Yeah.
For a guy with his, you know, type of credit, right? Like you expect this nigga to sell like 1 million copies or something. So everybody thought he failed, right? So everybody thought this nigga failed, right? So. And Drake, remember Drake got introduced to this nigga through Young Money, right? When Lil Wayne signed him up, he was like, yo, let me introduce you to the gang, right? So he started doing hits with Rick Ross, right? So now he started telling Rick Ross, I give you the major hits. Most of your big hits, your number ones, I give them to you, right? And Rick Ross took his type of, you know, he got the boss mentality, right? He was like, nah, I'm not gonna take this from this little nigga, right? So they started going at each other, saying, yo, nigga, I got more money than you. This nigga was like, yo, I got the properties, I got the plane. And Rosa started making jokes of his, you know, the Dreamliner, Drake's Dreamliner. He was like, that's in 1975, nigga, who gave you that shit? Like that shit is being put together with the dark tapes and everything. So he was like, yo, man, you gotta be aware, that's not money. I got money. I got Miami. You know, Miami is on with me. That's where money is. It was they got this big homies mentality. Like, you know, I run Miami. You know, I'm the big homie. So Drake started to feel some type of way, right? So they were going at it. He even made some diss record. He even dropped a video for the diss record. So when Kendrick took over and started having the beef with Drake, he was like, it felt left out, right? So he was like, I gotta keep this shit going. So he said, let me have a show in Vancouver, right? This is Drake country, right? It's like a nigga putting up in your backyard. And he was like, so I'm going there, and if I go there, I'm gonna play this record that shattered Drake's career. Kendrick's Not Like Us, right? So when he got there, he said, I'm not even gonna pull out with security. Let me just go as big homie, you know, just with some homies, and we're gonna do the show. And I know just for chasing clout, this nigga didn't take security. He thought, you know what, if I take security, I'm gonna look like I'm scared or something. But if I go without a security and perform and then take all this footage, I'm gonna come back to my city and say, nigga, I was in your backyard with no security. Nigga, you saw me in Canada, nigga, I took your Canadian money, right? So, but it didn't go as he planned, because when the fans had a nigga on the show, he decided to play this record. And the fans were like, hell no, you're not gonna disrespect Drake.
Going too far.
So as he was stepping out, they came from the back. You know, they came from the back and they broke their interest. They were like, yo, nigga, you can't be here doing this. And as we can see, Rose tried to, he tried to push them off. He was like, yo, what's up, nigga? What you wanna do, right? But the white boys are ready to die. These
so
niggas,
it was white dudes.
The white boys, man, they ready to die. They were like, yo,
so it was the white dudes attacked him.
Yo, they attacked him.
I know he feel crazy. He feel crazy.
And the two of these niggas that was with Rose, they try to defend him off, but they got stomped. Money, they got stomped on the floor. They run a number on this nigga, and Rose got chains on him. So he's like, I'm protecting my money. I got Jews on me, right? So let me stay back a little bit and let these niggas handle the beef. But whenever they stomping this nigga, a nigga threw a bottle of water on Rose, right? Just to get him to come close because they wanted to do something. Probably he can get stopped, right? But Rose is a clever nigga. He was like, let me step out the back, let these niggas handle this. But they kept circling around this nigga. You're not going anywhere, right? So they started stomping the nigga until Rose found a way to get in the car, right? But when he got in the car, that's the problem. They rushed him to the airport. As he was on the flight, he was laughing. He was making jokes. He was like, this was nothing. Now Drake, as soon as this post hit the internet, Drake was the first nigga to like it. And then Uncle Lou back in Miami said, oh, you just put yourself in this. Even though you had nothing to do with it, but we don't condone violence, right? But even though you had nothing to do with it, you were the first to like it. Having all these many followers is like you send these niggas on him, right? Exactly. So now, USA is off limit for you, Drake.
Who said that?
Uncle Lou was saying, if you come into Miami, we got the Haitians. We're going to clap by this cannot go unanswered. Because now, if you liking this shit, it shows that you want to be a part of it. Like you think what these niggas did was right? Even though they were doing this because they are your fans. So you liking the post is like saying, tapping them on the shoulder saying, keep doing what you're doing. Man, it went crazy. Now Rose is sitting, chilling back, thinking on the plan on how to get back at this nigga. I know Drake is not coming to USA. Compton is already off limit for him because of Kendrick. Now Miami too. That's where the money is. So if you're gonna go on the world tour, and you don't step on the state side, how you gonna make money? So either way, he's gonna come. And when he come, Rose is gonna be ready for this nigga.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's very crazy.
You gotta stop acting up, man. There's too much shit going on. Just like Fulio, this thing get killed.
Man, these celebrities dying, man. These celebrities die because of their stupidity, though. If you think about it, one thing that they cannot get in their mind is cut the motherfucking location. Take off the GPS, my nigga. You got a lot of enemies.
But Fulio, man, this motherfucker, man, that shit crazy to me. There's too many motherfuckers too many people getting. I hate to cuss. Like one thing about YouTube, if you cuss at the beginning, sometimes you can cuss in the end, middle, but at the beginning, if you start off with that fuck, they kind of flag it. It's for advertisers. They flag it for advertisers. But anyway, Fulio, man,
all these niggas are dying because they just can't keep shit for themselves,
And look, the other day I was telling this about the Fulio. I let him hear the song because we were just talking one day, and I was like, listen to the song. You know that song? We'd be like, now so it's 23. That shit when he talk about he's smoking 23, and you know that shit. Yeah, I was just talking to him about that shit. I said, man, they talking on it.
And then look, they dropped the nigga. And then he was remember all this even like a while back, like I think it's been a few months. They dropped another nigga. He was one of the major. The name is not coming to mind, but the same thing happened to him. This nigga had a B&B party, right? He was out. He was celebrating his birthday, right? And the crazy thing is, he's leaking the information of where he is. So if you got these type of enemies, you're running with them every single day. They can never know where you are. Because the minute you leak the location, they coming for you. Because they know you celebrate, you in that celebratory mode, right? Like you're not eye to eye, like you're not ready, to go for it. So they're gonna pull up on you, right? And the crazy thing that these celebrities, they think every time I'm posting something, I gotta put on the pin, I gotta drop a pin. And that's the issue, right? Because you drop a pin, they coming for you. The same thing that is happening I was telling you about Young Blue, right? So he went to New York, right? He had a show in New York. And he put out with one of the models. He was like, yo, roll with me, right? So as they got to the hotel, right? She started putting out the phone and she wanted to take the videos, to post. He was like, no, I'm not doing this, She was like, no, I need to show my friends, how I'm living, what I'm doing. And Young Blue was like, no. If you need pictures, they're going to take pictures. once I'm gone, you can upload it, right? Because he's a smart, he is smart, right? Because he knows that I'm not gonna mess up my money just because somebody cannot keep their phones in their pocket, right?
No.
So this model got offended. She was like, if you're not gonna let me take my pictures, then why I'm here? He was like, walk off.
Yeah.
You gotta let him.
About to get me killed, but no motherfucker.
Yeah, you gotta get me killed.
The same shit. What's the dude name? What's the dude name? He got killed not too long ago. I ain't know him like that.
Who?
He got killed in California. What's his name? PB, was it P?
Yeah, PNB Rock. That's the homie I was telling you.
Yeah.
He's sitting at a restaurant, and this girl, she's putting in what? She's sending pins.
Yeah,
man, that's the thing. Like, you can have a great time. You can turn up with your boys. You can turn up with your lady. But remember this, man. There is wolves out here and they're circling, man. Yeah. Vultures are all over, and they coming for you as soon as they see you tripping. And this thing about internet, you can post a picture. But some of these niggas are doing it for the clout, right? So he said, I gotta let him know the spot. Yeah, you can let him the spot once you leave. Future is a real one. Future will never put anything on social media until he's off. Like, he's gonna take pictures, he's gonna do everything, and he's gonna post it and he say, we were here, we turned up, right? But he already left. So you're not gonna be able to catch up with a homie, right? Especially when you're making this type of money. These are type of people that's making $500K a show, right?
And they're looking for a come up. Other motherfuckers looking for a come up.
For come up, like if you got $500,000 on your chest, right? In jewelry,
that's a come up.
In jewelry, right? That's a come up. That's a crib. That's a car.
Come up.
That's a new investment. Like
exactly.
you can man.
You can do a whole lot with a $500K. I can do a lot with $500K.
Man, $500K. That's $500,000. That's a lot of money, and that's not a thing. That's on one chain, right? These niggas got on like probably 2-3 chains, right? That's $1 million. That's $1.5 million, right? And you see a homie. Think about it, that's $1 million, right? And you know, if you get your hands on that $1 million, you good. You good for life. Because all you have to do is you go invest this money. Like, you can buy something. You can put it in fast food, right? You can put in fast food. You can put in cars. You can buy some cars and flip them. You can buy properties and redo them and flip and sell them, right? And that's money making money, right?
That's what you can do.
A type of homie walking around with that type of money, he gotta have security always. T.I. said this shit. It blew my mind, right? He said, the trees and the grass start from the same place, but they don't end up in the same spot. See, the tree will grow. It will be up top, but the grass will stay on the floor. So they know them grass are the type of people who are waiting on you to mess up, and they're coming for everything, right? And you, as the higher you get, the more it becomes, you have to understand, it comes with the territory. The higher you go, the lonely you're going to be. Because there's some type of people who's never going to allow you to reach your height to the pinnacle.
But let me say one thing. A lot of it's self-perpetuating. What I mean by self-perpetuating is when you worship money, you get that. Because you can't worship money. Because when they worship money, what I mean by self-perpetuating in a cycle, when you get them up there, oh, I got this, I got that. And then these people see, oh, I got this, I got that, 100,000 on the chain, 100,000. You self-perpetuated. So when that motherfucker attack you, it's all you can't, it's all you. Because you perpetuate that worship of money shit. And I don't mean to get you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to get too deep, but you perpetuating that shit, that worship of money shit. Man, so when that motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you what it's a book called the Yoga Sutra. He said it's a tendency for the constituents of reality to attack each other. And that's the Yoga Sutra. The constituents of reality, meaning anything, cells, motherfucking, anything, insects, the constituents of reality have a tendency to attack each other. And that's the nature of reality. So when you start perpetuating that shit, you ain't trying to perpetuate nothing else. You get what you got coming.
It's coming, man. It's coming. That's the difference between most of black and white people. You know, the white people, they know they got money. They got the fucking money. But you never gonna see them telling you I got money. Because it's like the minute is like putting the meat out and watching 2-3 dogs looking at you while you're holding the meat. Man, all you're doing is you are putting yourself in a position to be attacked by those dogs, right? But you can have that meat, put it on the spot, walk aside. Nobody's coming to you because you gave them what they wanted, right? So if you know I got money Everybody knows people who got money do not walk around saying I got money, but black people, we gotta get this shit right. Because you have to understand that the Asians got money. Asians got money. These guys who got restaurants got money. But you would never see, a nigga's gonna walk on the street in them loafers, right? That cost probably 3,000, right? Let's say 3,000, right? But you never gonna see him put out band of cash out of his pocket and say, you know what, this is on me. You know, I'm walking with 500K, you know, on me. No, he's never gonna say that because he knows there is every single second death is coming. It's around the corner, right? And if I'm doing this, I'm letting this in. I'm letting this in, right? But black people, yes, I understand that it starts from, it's our cycle, right? Like you start from the bottom. And the higher you get, you want to show the people, you know, I wasn't nobody, you know, I made it. Yes, you made it. But as soon as you understand that just because you made it, doesn't mean you get stupid, right? Because you can make it and still look normal and still enjoy your life and don't bring any type of danger in your way. But these people do not understand it. Like that's why you see a lot of black people die more than anybody else. Because the minute you get money, you're going to pull up in 2024 Escalade, right? And the next guy who was envious about you when you had nothing, how you think he's going to feel when he see you on this type of level, right? He's going to be like, oh, so now you're doing this. So, okay, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way to take everything you've ever loved and those that you cared for, right? So that's how it all starts. But once you get it in your head and you're like, you know what? I got all this money, but I got to think wise, you know? Either way, show it off, but have security with you.
Definitely. Or
don't show it off. Live a civilian life, man. But you know you're good. You know your family is good. You know, man. But it's crazy though. Look. And now we're talking about this crypto issue, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, I had some news yesterday. I think I was telling you about it a while ago, right? I had this thing. It broke me off, man. A lot of people lost money. We're talking about around 250,000 people got liquidated.
Ooh.
680 million USD in the wind.
In the wind.
That's the type of money. To some people, they don't understand what this type of money is. These are the type of money that can change a continent for good.
You're right.
This is people's life savings, everything that they put in it. And what was the first reason why people trust in cryptocurrency? One reason is decentralized, right? It means it's you and nobody else is going to decide or nobody else is going to say anything on how it's going to move, right? So everybody has the right to change this, right? But they forgot that governments, man, the Americans and the German bought all this crypto, right? And what did they do? They decided, look, these are wells. These are people who have around these are companies. These are people who have around 11,000 Bitcoins, right? This is a lot of money. They were saying it's around a billion in actual money, right?
Yeah.
So they decided, look, if we start selling off our assets, what's that going to cost? That's going to show them little people that you know this thing has no value. If you see a guy who been holding on to this for some time, now he started to sell it off, you know they know something, right? So this started this chain. It started this link that everybody started selling what they got. Bitcoin went from 73,000 to 53,000. That's 20,000 in a single day.
That's a lot of money. And if you look, I trade 12 trades. So if you leverage while you trade it, you got to think that's how many percent? If it goes from 73 to 53, that's damn near 30%. If you can't be leveraged. You got 1,000 on the contract.
Exactly. So
that shit drop 1%. That shit gonna wipe your ass out.
They gotta get their money.
They gotta get it out. So that shit gonna make it drop more.
That's the thing. Everybody who was on leverage lost a lot of money because of one reason. If you're not on leverage, at least you have more time until you hit your liquidation spot, right? But if you're on leverage, these people gotta collect their money. What they get is still gone. Right? So these people are thinking, if the US and the German are doing this, what's next? Remember what happened in 2008 when the market fall, right? Everybody started to see slowly. It came slow by slow, but people started losing their shit. They were like, yo, maybe it's going to come up again, right? But now people have learned a lesson. As human beings, we tend to look at how things went in the past and we try to relate it to what's going to be like in the future, right? So everybody got scared. The panic caused all this for, right? And everybody took out what they still had it and they sold it. Now look at the crazy people. Now it's on 53. They're telling people buy more. So G, man, on another story, man, people are getting hungry. So when this hunger come up, people are stealing. You know, we now stealing is on another level. Like they coming for you, and when you resist, oh, you gonna get hurt in the process, man.
And I told you, only be, you know, since when I went to Ethiopia, when I was in Ethiopia, I'm walking around. I ain't got nothing. I'm walking around by myself everywhere, nighttime, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
That's crazy.
But you was like, when I heard you tell me that, I was like, damn. I heard people was telling me like, hey man,
people gonna get jacked. Look, this is a true story. Thing happened, right? So a while back, when I was in Addis, right? A minute ago, I was hanging out with some homies, right? We were having some drinks, and it was time for me to dip out, right? So I decided to take, a taxi, right? So I decided to sit in front with the driver, and then because I didn't want to sit in the back. So as we were moving for a minute, I decided to call my friend because my phone was about to die, right? So I had like 5%. So I said, let me talk to my homie and let him know I'm almost home, because if my phone shuts down, he might think something happened, right? So when I pulled out the telephone and I started talking to the homie, I told him, yo, so good, we had a nice time, good, my phone about to die, but don't worry, when I get home, I'ma charge it, right? Put the phone back in my pocket. Now I'm speaking English, right? The driver turned and looked at me, because I'm sitting next to him, right? In the phone seat, right? I'm riding shotgun. So when I turned around, he looked at me, and I was like, I'm not thinking much about it. So as I'm still looking at, hey, this nigga decided to touch my hand. He put his hand on my hand. And I was like, yo, this is weird, right? If somebody just touch you for no reason, you've been sitting in the car for a minute, right? Exactly. I was like, yo, what's up? I said, minute, right? That's the only thing I remember. It was around 1 o'clock. It was around 7 p.m., right? Man, I woke up 3 in the morning the ditch.
That's crazy.
My t-shirt had blood on it. Yeah. I had a dislocated shoulder, right? My hand was a little bit injured, right? But the crazy thing, the dogs, there was nobody, right? So I was dreaming. I was in a dream state of mind. I felt so cold. I was like, yo, what's going on? That's how I woke up. And when I woke up, I found these dogs licking my blood, the blood on my skin. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, and they jumped off, right? But I had the worst headache ever. Like, I felt like somebody hit me with something in the head. I do not remember what happened, right? But all I remember is I kept thinking, man, I gotta get myself checked out, because if my head is injured, that's the end of it, right? So I decided to crawl back up on top, and I kept lifting my hand, because I was so dizzy, everything was blurred, and I lifted my hand up, and one of the drivers, another taxi stopped, right? So I said, yo, you gotta take me to the hospital, right? Because I gotta get my head checked. When I go, thank God, nothing. My head was okay, but I got hurt. That's why I was bleeding, right? I had a little bit cut, right? That's why I was bleeding, but I was okay, right? So they put back my shoulder, and they gave me a bandage on my hand, right? And then I started to think about what happened. So I don't know they got the voodoo, right? They got the voodoo. Like he put his hand on you, everything goes, you lose conscience. He robbed me, he took everything, right? But the crazy thing that happened was, I started to think, if this nigga, he did not hit me with anything. I started to think, probably after he robbed me, he did not want to come out of the car and pull me out from the side, right? Because somebody might see you and be like, yo, what you doing? So he threw me out of the car. That's how I rolled in the ditch, man. Right?
I've been looking for that motherfucker. That's crazy, man.
That's what I'm telling you.
The crazy thing, a motherfucker touch you.
And you go off. You're not there. That's what I'm telling you.
I'd have been mad about that. That's just right there would have had me pissed.
Yo, they got stops, man. They got a lot of things. And one of my homies told me, like, they doing it. Now, for a fact, now it has become a habit, right? Like, they just gonna touch you, or they gonna spray some on you, right? And you gonna give them everything you got. True story. Like, you gonna give him, because if I'm giving,
we gonna scare people about good. We gonna scare people about covering the motherfucker. We can't scare people about traveling to Africa.
No.
It get real anywhere.
It get real anywhere.
Like we talk about, they get killed everywhere.
That's the thing, man.
People get killed everywhere. People get dead.
If you're not real, if you're not careful, it's gonna come on you. Like, it's gonna get crazy. And a lot of people are doing this just because they want to make something out of any situation, you know, because nobody wants to steal. If you think about it, nobody wants to steal. But you know, if you feel like, you know what, I don't have the other option, but it's still you taking, that's the lowest form of an individual. Behind every fortune lies a series of crimes, right? Everybody knows this. You saw Donald Trump. He made all that money comes with you got to sin, man. You got to sin to get that type of, you know, fortune, right? But people are looking at it, you know, they look at Diddy and they say, yo, man, this is a bad guy, you know, he did all these things, you know, he committed all this. You got to think it from a CEO perspective, right? This guy, he understood that in order for me to get where I need to go, I need to break some rules. That's how this world has been working from the beginning, right? Anybody talk about the Roman Empire, talk about the Persian Empire. Somebody had to kill somebody in order to take his place.
Well, that's just like what they say. If somebody jump off a bridge, you're gonna jump off the bridge too. No, you can't do, but I know what you're saying. But I'm just saying, if somebody jump off a bridge, you're gonna jump off it too.
Nah, you're not gonna do it. But this is the thing: you make choices, right?
Exactly.
It all comes down to choices, right? Okay, so let's say you need to sell 100 copies, like you need to sell 100 million copies, right? Like you're on a label, right? They're gonna tell you this how you're gonna walk. This is how you're gonna dress, right? This is how you're gonna talk, right? You're gonna talk about these topics. You're gonna ignore this, right? You gotta have that in your head, right? You gotta be ready to do this, right? That's what they call sending out, right? Because why are you sending out? Because now you're gonna be somebody's property, right? Like if the rebel owns you, right? They're gonna tell you, you're gonna do this, you're not gonna do this, right? So some type of people, they're already ready to do this because they see the end game, right? Their mind is on the end game, right? It's like, okay, if I do this, then I'm gonna get famous. Then when I get famous, then my voice is gonna get heard. Most people, they just want people to hear them, right? They just wanna have that platform, right? So in order to achieve that platform, somebody's gonna use you too, because somebody else uses them too, right? So Diddy had to use some people, because I'm the CEO. You know, I'm the boss, right? Like you gonna do what I say you gonna do, or you just gonna walk out. He did not hold on anybody at gunpoint. But when you bring yourself, you gotta know this is gonna happen to you, because you've been hearing it from a lot of people, right? But some people don't want to do this. Some people want to eat a cake and still have the cake too. It's not gonna work like that, right? But some people don't. In their head, they're like, okay, I thought this was all Holy Grail. You know, it's all hellos. Everybody here are angels, but it's not gonna do that. Cat Williams was talking about. He said, 2024, everybody's gonna catch fire. All these niggas that been pretending to be the savior of humanity, we gonna expose them.
Energy changes. That energy always gonna catch up to you. People think it's not gonna catch up, but that energy gonna catch up. Just like motherfucking, even what's his name?
Who?
Who we just talking about? Puff. He's talking about Puff. He had a video. He was dressed up like the Joker. He was like, "Man, you got to change your energy." You see that?
I saw that.
You got to change your energy. And that's what he was saying. He knows that you got to change your energy. That energy gonna catch up to you, man. It's gonna catch up to you.
Physics, laws of physics, they will tell you this is neither created nor destroyed. It's gonna go somewhere.
Exactly. So
like if you feeding on this bad energy, you know, one way or your karma gonna come. He's gonna get even with you. He's gonna get even with you. Before it's a full cycle, right? Yeah, you're gonna pay for this, right? They did this thinking, okay, this is the 90s, right? Nobody cares. There is no internet. People just see what we tell them to see, right? Like everything all the business that is happening backstage is nobody's business, right? It's us, right? As soon as we can present this lovable picture, right? As soon as we can get this image out that we're the good guys, right? Nobody's gonna know. But remember, karma is always gonna be on your ass, man.
You can't get away from karma.
They told for 20 years. Look at Cosby, man. Putting women in sleep. Look, this is a nigga.
80 years that shit come back at you. 80 years
exactly,
later, 40 years later.
Yo, but you gotta understand this type.
You know what the Bible say for the sins of the father. You write karma in your motherfucking DNA, nigga. Your kid gonna get your karma. You gonna pass karma. Yeah, you gonna pass karma down to your DNA.
I think in the Bible it says up to 7th generation, right? You gonna pay the children. The sins of the father gonna be. It's gonna be paid by the children up to 7th generation, right? Yeah. Which means some shit that your great grandfather did, if it was bad energy and you didn't write them off,
it's on you.
It's coming for you. It's coming for you. And most people think it's a joke, though. You know? They think it's a joke. As soon as no eyes out of sight, out of mind, right? People think if nobody's watching me, I'm safe. No, it doesn't work like that. The universe is watching.
It's all the time. The universe
is always watching. And these niggas did this shit because they said we in the spot where we can take advantage of people and nobody's gonna say anything because we're the big homie. If you say something, you get fired, right? But these people, they wrote it off. So most of the people who were so hungry, if you're hungry or if you have bills to pay, right? You're going to sit and you're not going to say anything. You're going to sit and do whatever you are asked to do, and you're not going to say anything because you need to take care of some people, right?
Yeah.
But when he gets, everything has a point. It has a tipping point, right? When he gets to that boiling point, right? Everything is going to come off. Who started this whole thing? Cassie, right?
Yeah.
Cassie started this thing because she been telling people this nigga is a monster. Everybody been saying Diddy is a monster for a minute, right? And nobody wanted to hear. But Cassie, this is a woman that's living with you, right? If something that is coming out of your household, right? If somebody comes out of your household and say, oh, this is the devil, right? Now everybody else is going to take precaution, right?
Yeah.
Man, I saw the video at the hotel, man. Did you see that video?
In
the hotel, man, this nigga stamped Cassie, man. The camera, the lobby, the cameras in the lobby, the hotel lobby. Yo, she was leaving, right? She grabbed her things and she was running towards the elevator, right? And this nigga came running after her in the town, right? In the town. He grabbed her, pulled her on the floor, stamped. I'm talking about stamp like as if you stamping somebody. And this is a woman. Probably she's 150 pounds. Right? She's not that heavy, right? Stamped on her, pulled her hair, dragged her on the floor, right? He's trying to take her back to the room, yeah? And then he pulled something back. He came back while she was still standing by the elevator, right? So she's in the corner, right? He's sitting on the chair. He picked a vase, threw it at her. Bah!
Damn.
And she not saying anything. And she been saying this thing that she was being abused like this for all this time, and nobody wanted to say anything. So when the video, this nigga denied it. He denied it, and they paid her off 30 million. That's a lot of money. That's hush money.
Oh yeah.
And she signed an NDA. She said, I'm not gonna talk about this shit anymore, right? But somebody, you see what you were saying about the energy? Somebody leaked the video.
Yeah, somebody.
After this nigga been denying this shit for a minute, somebody few months, I think 2 months ago, he leaked the video and it was on CNN. CNN was the first one to be.
And I'm gonna tell you what my uncle told me. My uncle always told me. He always said that he thought Puff and Suge had something to do with Biggie and Pac. I'm telling you, have you heard that? Have you thought that? But both of them had something. And if you listen to the story, and that's I don't even want to get into the what, but that's some shady shit, man. That's some shady shit.
It's true though. It's true though. There's some truth to it because you gotta look at it from this point of view. Biggie was heavier than anybody. This is a guy who was about to take over the whole world. And he was supposedly had another contract on the table. He was about his own label. He was about to leave Bad Boys. That was his last time. I'm ready to die. He said, you know what? I know this nigga been scheming of money off top, right? Every money I make, it's being eaten by the whole label, right? I'm the big artist here, right? The Mafia crew was not releasing no hits. Like nobody was buying. Everybody was the Junior Mafia. The Junior Mafia was making hits, but it was all under the name of Biggie, right? It was all Biggie. If Biggie is there, we send the tickets. If Biggie is not there, we don't want to hear it, right? So when Pac was hitting in the West Coast, right? Biggie decided, you know what? I'm already big here on the East. I can go to the West too, and I'm taking the whole world, right? So having this type of artist who's making this type of money. And Diddy, he's a young CEO now. He owns Bad Boys, right? He's in the startup, right? So he said, if I lose this artist for my label, right? It's the end of me, right? But I can do this. I can kill this motherfucker. Think about it. If I kill this motherfucker right now, all of his catalog gonna stay as Bad Boys catalog. All this gonna be me, right? And if it's gonna be me, I'm gonna make money off this dead nigga. That's what they do. This is the new way, right? If you're not selling, look what they did to Nipsey, right?
Everybody.
If you're not selling, if you're an artist right now, and if you're not selling records while you're alive, they're gonna kill you.
They said they've been doing it. Man, I done seen some documentaries about some rock motherfuckers. Man. They was doing it to rock motherfuckers. Motherfuckers just coming up suspicious rock motherfuckers. Just suspicious death.
That's the
suspicious death.
No, that's what they did.
They got a death clause in your contract. You got a death clause in your contract.
When you die, everything, your name in perpetuity, right? Across the universe. Everything, if you're still under my label, right? It means I owe you.
You go to Pluto. You go to Pluto and sell some records.
My nigga is in the universe. It says in perpetuity throughout the universe, man. Your name is me. I own you. Like, these are the new masters. Because you have to understand that if you're not selling records while you're alive, right? We're going to put a bullet in you and put you on somebody's t-shirt and you're going to sell twice.
Exactly.
And when you sell twice, we're going to even sell more of the records that the unreleased music, right? All your unreleased music, we're going to sell it out piece by piece. Look what they're doing to Nips. We're going to sell that one by one and get more money because now you dead, you're worth more dead than alive, right?
We ain't going to talk about Michael Jackson.
Look
what,
no,
talk about Michael
Jackson. Michael, did you hear that? Did you hear that theory? I heard this theory, Dr. Umar, he was talking about it. He was saying Michael got killed for one reason only. He didn't want to release the Beatles catalog. He bought the Beatles catalog, right? From Sony. And when he bought it, that's throughout the universe, anybody is going, this thing is going to make more money today, tomorrow, 100 years from today.
Just to own it anyway, just for the sake. Like these motherfuckers, if you thinking like this culture thing, you thinking like the predominant culture thing, just to own the Beatle catalog, this is the first.
Just by saying you own the
biggest motherfucking catalog, you gotta
throughout the universe.
Mike own it. Come on, man.
And guess who gave him the idea? John Lennon. John Lennon, he was sitting with John Lennon, he said, I want to buy something. I want to put my money in something. And John Lennon said, why don't you buy some masters, buy some catalogs? And this nigga went
the Beatles. That motherfucker was bad as a
Michael was a nigga.
Michael was a hell of a motherfucker when you know it.
He crazy. So Sony asked him, we need to rebuy. We need you to sell us the catalog because they know how much it's worth, right? Michael say, I'd rather die. So they say, oh, we can do that to you. We can do that to you. We're going to kill you and we're going to take the catalog. Now who owns the catalog? Sony.
And they sold it back. The family sold it back.
Because they knew. The family doesn't care about what they don't know how much it was worth. Right? They don't give it that much value as Michael. Michael was an artist. He knows what that music is. He knows everything about music industry, right? So he says, I've lived. I know what it means to own the Beatles, right? So if I'm here, nobody's going to take this. But they say, if we kill Michael, the family is going to sell it to us. Because we're going to give them a price that is so hard to refuse. Because for them, they're thinking about money, right? Okay, let's say today they give you 500 million, right? It's 500 million today, it has what, right? Let's say it has a lot of value, right? But let's say 20 years from today. It's not going to be 500 million. It's going to be probably 100 million. It's going to be what, like 100 million, right? Like it depreciates. Money depreciates yearly.
Yeah,
right?
money depreciates.
Exactly,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if money is depreciating, right? If the family doesn't know, they only think, okay, if I have 100 million today, they think it's going to be 500 million forever, right? That's what's crazy. Yeah. But that catalog,
cash ain't enough. Yeah, the catalog is going to appreciate. It's going to appreciate. It ain't going to. Cash is going to depreciate. Yes. The catalog is going to appreciate. Going up, man.
So that's what they got, Michael. And then they were saying about Cosby, what they took Cosby. Why they put all this to Cosby. Dr. Umar said something and they got to my mind. He said, what woman do you know gonna wait 30 to 40 years and some to say she's been molested or she's been abused? The minute you abuse a woman, she's gonna pick up the telephone and tell on your ways immediately, right? Who's gonna wait 30 to 40 years, right, to tell her story? Nobody, right? And everybody's been waiting, and they always say this thing took place 30 years ago, right? All of 100 women in one day, they all came out, and they've been living with this pain, they've been living with this trauma, and now this is the time to talk about it. Dr. Umar say the reason why Cosby, they had to get Cosby, is because under Cosby's property was oil. There is oil. And they asked him to sell the property so they can dig the oil. They can start refining the oil. He said, hell no. It's mine. I ain't selling it. He knows the story. He knows it, right? So the company said, oh, we're going to get you one way or the other. That's big money. We're going to get you one way or the other. When we take you to prison, we're going to put you in court. You're going to spend all your fortune through courts issues, right? Lawyers and everybody, right? And we're going to take all your money. So when you're left with nothing, you're going to sell the property in order to stay afloat, right? That's what he did. See, look at this. Now, they got him. They put him in prison. They took him out because who wants to put Cosby in prison? He's an old dude. And what's the value that gonna give you? Nothing. He's already old. What does old people do? They see. Prison, you see. So to him it is nothing. Exactly. He's already lived, right? Yeah. So all they wanted was for him to lose all his fortune, everything that he saved through court transactions and everything. And then when he's bankrupt, before he gets bankrupt, he's gonna sell the house on a cheaper price. When he sells the house, the same company that he refused to sell it to is gonna buy it.
I ain't never heard. I didn't hear that story.
They got our carry. What they got our carry, because and another thing, he was saying they got our carry for that reason too. They say everybody's been doing what our carry is being accused of since the beginning of time. All these big homies are doing it.
You already know.
Yes, but why they picked our carry? Because they picked our carry because he did not want to sell somebody's masters. Some of his masters, and they won. He's our carry is an icon. That's an icon, right? You owe him. If you owe his masters, man, you set for life. Right?
Man, I had a business one time. And I had this white guy. He was gonna do something in the business for me. He was gonna do a restaurant in the business.
Yeah.
And it was a house across the street that this dude didn't want to sell. It was across the street from the business. And I said, damn, I wouldn't mind buying that house for the cheap. If I could get it for cheap, I could buy the house and then it'd be across the street for the business. Right. And you know what the white guy said? Shit, he don't want to sell it. We can find a way to make him sell it. This is what the white guy said. For real, this is what he said. So I don't play them games. I don't play them games. But then what the white guy said he don't want to sell it. We can find a way to make him sell it. We can such and such. We got that shit in there. We can tell the county it's sitting out there. Look, ain't nobody maintaining that shit. He said we can find a way to make him sell it.
I'm telling you, man.
That's games they play though. I don't play them games, man.
They got the ways, man. They got ways to get at you. That's what I was saying about this industry. That's what Kai Williams was saying. He was saying you do not understand that I've been offered $50 million on the table to do a movie. But when I saw what comes with that $50 million, I said, hell no. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna live. He's still a big homie. He still got 10 million mansion on the beach. He's still heavy. He got money. They paying them, by the way, they're paying them $2 million for a Netflix special. Every comedian. Netflix is giving them $2 million for a special. That's a lot of money, right? He got money. He said, I've been offered this money. Why you think everybody's hating on me? They're hating on the nigga for one reason, because what he rejected, they took it. And he knows what they took, the back end of all that money, right? So when he knows it, let's say today somebody told me, okay, you gonna lick the flow. And I said, fuck you, right? And then I get up and I found somebody, if you lick the flow, I'm gonna give you this, right? Let's say I'm gonna give you a property, right? And I said no, and I step up. The next time I find the nigga who owns that property, I'm gonna know how he got it, because he was offered to me first, right? So when they know Kai Williams knows this, right, they hate him for life. They call him a drug dealer. No, they call him a drug addict, right? He said, I've been so famous, but there is zero footage of me taking drugs anywhere. You find it, I will give you money for it. How is it I've been in the movie industry this long? There is not even a single day anybody call me on camera doing drugs. What drugs are those? But they're saying all this to say he's crazy. Because every time he's telling the truth, everybody is listening. Why they listening? Because he's been there. He was making a joke. He said, the Illuminati, every time I always run, hide in the bush, see something, run back and tell you, tell you what they up to, right?
Because they pay attention, powers that be pay attention who has influence.
Man, he said that's the thing though. But you got to understand, people, we look at these movie stars, we're looking at these people, and we call them, stars. They've moved on from being humans. People are looking at them like the gods, right? Because if a man is, if somebody's,
which they're not,
right? But it's the ego, right? You feed the ego, that's what happens, man. You feed the ego, and then you end up with what? With a super ego, right? So when you got the super ego, right, you walk around like your shit don't stink, right? And that's when it gets worse. Because you're going to start looking at people like they're not people, like they're beneath you, right? But you remember, you bleed too. You bleed too, right?
Everybody ain't nothing but dirt walking around.
Man.
Dirt walking around. For to send you back to the earth from which you can. Hey, everybody, ain't a motherfucker on this earth that ain't dirt walking around this motherfucker.
So when you know this.
And look, in 100 years, every motherfucker walking gonna be dirt any fucking way. Every motherfucker from right now in 100 years from right now, everything walking around this motherfucker gonna be dirt.
Gone.
Dirt.
Look at
so
it.
why the fuck I give a fuck about what some dirt think about me? Why the fuck I have some dirt?
Gee, this is what now when you know this, look, people, we two types of people. There are some people who ignore the truth just because it makes them feel better, right?
Exactly.
You heard the saying, right? You heard the saying. The truth shall set you. The truth shall set you free, right? You've heard that, but they always chop it up. They don't finish the whole thing. But it goes like this: the truth will set you free. Fast will piss you off.
What did it say? Say it again.
The truth will set you free. First will piss you off.
First
but at first it will piss you off, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you will know it's the truth. You will get mad about it. You do not want anything to do with it, but you will be like, but it's the truth though. I got to stick with it, right? Then it will set you free. But if you do not want to stick with it, then you're gonna be what? You're gonna push it away. You're gonna choose to live a lie as long as it gives you peace, right? But this is when it gets crazy though. Because these niggas, we all know from the day we 5 or we 6, we see people die every day, right? So we know that's where we headed, right? So everybody knows I'm gonna die one way or the other, right? But if you know this in your head and you go with it, right? One thing that is gonna set you free is understanding that why should I do something that's not gonna matter in 100 years? We don't even have 100 years, man. A nigga told me we live now life expectancy of anybody right now is up to 50. Like the good ones is the Japanese people, the Asians is around 60, right? 60 years, right?
No, the Japanese, they some of the longest living.
They were saying no.
But I don't know. But
the majority.
Now, I think it's ways to live longer. But for the most part, shit, I think I plan on living about 200 myself.
Listen to this.
But look, but the most part, it's ways to. I think it's ways to live longer. But for the most part, you got some Japanese people. They live in 80s, 90s, 90s. But you got some Italian people. You got most of the people that's living along. You got community in California, which they 7-day Adventists. They don't eat meat.
None.
They're living longer. That meat is dangerous now. That meat is a killer.
But Jim, what you're forgetting is these people you're talking about who's 80, right? Who's living to 80? That's the old generation, not our generation.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That generation is already gone, right?
Yeah,
so our generation
I understand
right now,
what you're saying.
they're talking about the new life expectancy.
Yeah,
right?
I understand what you're
50,
saying.
right? And a nigga told me 20% of your lifespan you sleeping. So which means 10 to 15 years, you won't be asleep. You won't be sleeping, right? And then the rest, you gonna hustle. You gonna waste it probably chilling with some people, right? And the rest is not even. It's like it was not even there, right? That's how fast our life is going, right? So how you gonna do some that is not even go amount to 60 or to 50 years, right? Because it doesn't make sense, right? Like you sold yourself. Like, man, I do not get this, right? Just to be on somebody's 4K screen TV, right? And you say, I made it. But listen to this. You made it. That's why they call it 15 minutes of fame. You made it 2 years. There's going to be a new nigga in your spot.
Exactly.
And once you're sitting in the dark, that's what got Lil Wayne. They say, what is the craziest thing that ever happened to you? You say, every time I go home and I sit in the house alone, coming from a stage, coming from performing in front of 100,000 people, everybody screaming my name. When I'm inside that crib and when I sit on the floor, there is nobody. I'm alone. That's the shit that gets me. Cause I'm like, I've always been alone. Oh, that's a gimme. Oh, that's a mirage, man. But we live for it because we're entertainers, right? But these guys are forgetting that once you become an entertainer, you're no longer your own person. So you're gonna give it to them. Once they took enough, they're gonna find somebody else to replace you to get something new out of them.
You better believe it.
And that's what Cat doesn't want to do. That's what Cat Williams never wanted to do. He said, I know I'm gonna get old. I know I'm gonna get old and I'm gonna be with my family. But when I'm sitting in that chair, will I be comfortable? Am I gonna be happy? Or I'm gonna be reflecting and looking back at every mistake I made. That's why most of these niggas don't live long once the spotlight is taken from them. They either kill themselves with drugs, they either shoot themselves, or they either do something but they got to go because they cannot live with the reality of everything they've done chasing cloud. Now cloud is no longer here, right? That's why every athlete, once they retire, they hit depression. Number one reason, nobody's screaming your name again. If nobody's screaming your name again, you knew this day was coming though. Now you look at everything you did to achieve that spot that was taken from you. And then you're like, was it worth it? It was not. Put a bullet in your head. That's how it goes. But if you've been good with it, if you've been comfortable with it, if you say everything I did, every move I made, it was strategic, but it was worthy, right? And I'm comfortable with it. I can live with it. I can go to sleep. I can go to my bed and sleep like a baby, right? You're going to be so comfortable for the rest of your life because you're going to be like, yeah, I'm good. Take the spotlight. Give me the spotlight. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I don't have anything in the back of my mind. I don't have these demons crawling around my ceilings, man. Because that's what gets them. Look at Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence, he says, I had to change before it was too late. They found this nigga in the 90s. Yo, Def Jam put niggas on TV for the first time. Now the world is watching them for the first time. They've never been given this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So they know the whole world is watching, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Martin, he is the big dog, right? He's the one who's putting niggas up, right? And out of nowhere, he's in Hollywood, sitting with people he used to call who? My idols, right? And he started sniffing that crack. He started doing that cocaine. One day they found him in the middle of the street, naked. High with a pistol. With a pistol.
Yeah.
With a pistol naked. And they said, yo, they said, Martin has lost it, man. Yeah. And he said, when I went to rehab for that, I had to sit in a room and say, that cannot be me.
Yeah.
That can never be me, man.
You get caught up.
Yo, because he got caught up. That's what they say. You're talking about the Bible a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
What is the highest sin of them all? Pride, man.
Pride.
Yeah, because once you get there, I told you it's
pride.
that super ego. Once you get up there, you no longer think you're human, right? So that pride is what brought the devil here, right?
Exactly.
So he knows that's the most powerful.
That's why I said the ego is death whispering to you. The ego is death whispering to you, trying to get you there faster. Because the ego will get you to death faster.
Quicker than
that's what you do, like fool. The ego will get you to death faster, and the motherfucker and death whispering to you. He's whispering to you to the ego.
Until
get you faster,
bro.
Get you there faster.
Until you're sitting in that cage, Lil Duck. That's why he won on the real one. Shout out to Duck you. Lil Duck said, I will never respond to nobody because I know the ego. I know what ego has done. I've seen niggas die. I've seen everybody I used to know in the grave. I went to so many funerals that my mind had to flip. I saw what ego can do to you. So you want to beef with me? Go ahead. Let everybody know I'm not going to respond. If I do not respond, you're going to cut it there. Right? And I'm going to have my life. But these youngins, he going to look at you and you going to say you ain't shit. He said, me. He go home, he blinks that Glock. He put in your face. You told him he wasn't shit because you thought it was the ego whispering, like you say. It was the ego telling you, show him you better than me. He went back, he put it up, and you in the grave. Somebody's mama is crying, right? Yeah. And this thing, man, I don't want to be a part of it. Like he said, I do not want to be a part of it. The way black people used to move. He said the way black people used to move. They were the way the mob moves. Like we cannot even organize crime. He said black people are so low that they cannot even organize crime. Like imagine, like me and you, we cannot be on the same page because when you see something on me that you want, you're gonna take it forgetting I'm your brother, right? Instead, other communities, other ethnicity, if I see something nice on you, I'm gonna try to find a way how you got it so I can get it so we can shine together, right? But black people, they get to the point where they say, okay, if this is in me, I'm gonna take it from you instead of asking you how you got it so I can get it too. Exactly. So if you're not organized, as soon as I see you getting $100 million, right? I'm not gonna ask you how you get it. How did you get? What was your come up? Like, what's the journey? No, I'm gonna come and say I can take it. It's easier to take it. Exactly. It's easier to take it from you. But when I take it from you, I know I can't leave you alive.
You know, motherfucking Carmichael. Yeah. You ever heard of Carmichael? Yeah. What's his name? Napoleon Hill. No. Carmichael, the one. No, Vanderbilt. Excuse me. It's Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilts. Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was a reporter, and he went to Vanderbilt, and he said, "Man, I want to write a book about how you got rich, how you got so rich." Vanderbilt was one of the richest motherfuckers in the world, with Rockefeller, him and Rockefeller. So he said, "I want to write a book on how you got rich," and he said, and Vanderbilt said, "You should interview all the rich people, and find out what made you rich." And he said, "Yeah, you can follow me around, interview me." And he said, "I ain't gonna pay you nothing." And he told Napoleon Hill, "I'm not gonna pay you a motherfucking cent." And this is what I'm saying: Napoleon Hill took the job. And he got paid nothing. He got paid nothing. And now, more people know Napoleon Hill name than probably Vanderbilt name. Because he wrote a whole book, Think and Grow Rich. You heard of that book?
I've heard the book, I've heard of it.
Think and Grow Rich. He wrote that book about all the rich people, but he did it without making a penny.
Nothing.
Nobody paid him nothing. And that's what you got to think about. Sometimes you looking for money, but money ain't always, you might get something better than money.
Exactly.
He didn't get that money, but he known more than fucking Vanderbilt was known. Everybody know Napoleon Hill in that book, Think and Grow Rich.
That's crazy.
And he didn't pay him nothing. That's why some people say, if you want to know something, you go to a rich motherfucker, you be like, look, I'm going to work for you for free for 6 months to a year.
Facts.
And after that year, if you like what I do, if you find what I do valuable, you pay me. You pay me. If you find what I'm doing valuable, you pay me. But because it ain't all about the money all the time. Not all the time. It's about working together, and that's what you said. Yeah. You asked me, how you get that? Damn, yeah, how you do that? How you get that? I just want to work with you. I want to sit around you and see how you did what you did, man. And you work together, and you work together, and then stuff blossom out of you working together.
That's how Asians are taking over the world, because they do this. If one guy opens a restaurant, his cousin is going to pull up and say, let me work for you. Let me see how you made this money. When he finished to get all the knowledge from me, he's going to go outside and do the same thing. Tell it to his kids. Tell it to his grandkids. Later, before you know, they own everything. That's how you do it. Because when you were talking about this, I started remembering about that Chinese proverb. When the father told the kid, I'm going to teach you how to fish, instead of giving you a fish. He said, look, I can give you a fish today. I'm going to give you a fish. Yeah, you're going to eat it. You're going to feel good. But it's going to be done. That's the end of it. But if I teach you how to fish, every single day when you get hungry, you're going to go and get that fish for yourself, right? But that's why most people are lacking. Most people, they just want easy fix. The easy fix. But easy fix comes with a lot of things. On one side, it comes with everything quick. It's just like drug money. The faster you get it, the faster it leaves you, right? Easy fix will always have those chains behind you, holding you, right? Because you know how you got it and how easy it was. Because there is no shortcuts to life.
I'm gonna tell you what. Quick story. There's a proverb. Indian, not a proverb, but an Indian dude told this story. It was a mouse and a lion. It was a mouse and a lion. No, it wasn't a mouse and a lion. It was a mouse and a yogi, a spiritual dude, a spiritual guru yogi dude. So the mouse ran into the yogi cave, and something was chasing the mouse. It was a cat chasing the mouse. And damn, the mouse was like, damn, I'm scared. These things keep chasing me. I'm so small. So the yogi said, you know what? I'm going to make you a dog. The yogi turned the mouse into a dog. So now the mouse will go back out. He ain't got to worry about the cat. No more. You know what? You look around. A wolf chasing the dog. So the wolf chased the dog, which was a mouse. He chased the dog back into the yogi cave. He like, damn, they still chasing me. So the yogi said, look, I'm going to make you a lion. So he said, all right. So he turned the mouse into a lion. So the mouse go back out there. And he walk around. So now the mouse walking around, and he's a mouse. But he look like a lion. He looks like a lion, but he's a mouse.
He's a mouse.
And so he walk around, so everybody's scared. So he's like, damn. He said, the only person that know I'm a mouse is that yogi. He said, everybody else think I'm a lion. He said, so if I kill the yogi, it turn me into the lion. If I kill the yogi, then nobody will know I'm a mouse.
No, nobody got
And that's the thing. You give people shit, sometimes that shit come back on you. It come back on you. You can't give everybody everything, man, because they attack you. They attack you. Man. Yeah, for real.
That's crazy, because if you think about it, if no witness, then I'm a lion. Yeah. If the yogi is not there, I'm forever a lion.
I'm a lion. Nobody know I'm a mouse.
But that's what's killing everything around here, man. Because you know you did something. There is a guy who said, if you wanna get away with anything, right, do it alone. And at first I was like, what you mean do it alone? There is loyalty. I kept thinking about loyalty. I said, there are loyal motherfuckers around you, right? Why would you do it alone? He said, you do not understand. See, once you do it with somebody, you forever gonna remember he knows you did it. So when you put in a position where you don't want that to come up, it doesn't matter if that's your brother, if that's your mother, you won't come from them. The only people who know this, right? Right. Why all these jails are filled with people for one reason. Somebody was there to witness it.
You're right.
You want to commit a crime, do it alone. It never made sense until I started to see it from this point of view. Because I understood that you have to understand that every human being, everybody is at a certain level. If it comes up to it, they're going to tell. Like they're going to say something. So put yourself in a position and say, okay, let me surround myself with people, but I'm doing something right. Because you know, no matter how good they're going to tell it, somebody's still going to say something about you. Because if it gets to the point where you get bigger than them, they're going to be like, I know how he got it. I know how he got it. Exactly. That's how Trump today is getting all these charges. Because the day...
And they give him immunity.
And I started believing, because when I saw what Dr. Fauci did, man, you know, people now are finally getting the truth. Yo, these big farmers, yo, this world we live in is so corrupt to the point that I can't even think about it. They did this to make money. They say more than 20 million people died because of COVID, right? This is a flu that they created to make money. And when you get it, it shocks you to the core. Because think about it. They say they made COVID knowing that they had all of these planned and how they were introduced with the Microsoft nigga, Bill Gates, on how they will introduce the vaccine, right? Every company that they have chose to make the vaccine so they can sell it to people once they create this fear. So you create chaos and you find opportunity to make money. It's been always done like this anywhere. That's why Africa has made money for any other person more than anybody. Because they will come, create chaos, jump out, now find the solution. And when they get you the solution, you pay them. Because you didn't want to pay them when there was no issue. So now you pay them to get your peace back, right? So they already know this.
And money, people do all this for money, and money ain't worth nothing. Money ain't worth that much. What can you do? What can you do with money? How much can you do with money? We can eat, we can sleep, we can get us a house, we can eat. You can't eat with so many steaks. If you eat too many steaks, it's gonna kill you anyway. One dude came out and said, if you make 50, 60,000, there's no happiness change over once you make about $60,000. There's no happiness, because what you gonna do if you make $60,000? I can buy just as many steaks as that fucking Jay-Z buy. You know what I'm saying? I can eat steaks like Jay-Z.
You got the luxury.
Yeah, I might can't motherfucking fly and get some pizza to Italy, but who the fuck cares? I don't give a fuck about flying to get no pizza in Italy. Not really. So if you get so much money, you can't do that much over. You getting money just for your ego, like I said. And the ego whispering death to you and everybody else. You causing death, but the ego is causing death to you and everybody around you.
That's the devil, man. That's what they say, that the biggest lie ever told was when the devil decided to convince people, I don't exist. And that it all comes down to that ego. When you think about it, what you just said is true. A guy said, what is the highest amount of money that anybody can ever have and own everything? A guy said 20 million. He said, what you mean 20 million? He said, anything a 20 million or a guy with 20 million, a guy with $1 billion can get. If you have 20 million, I can get it. So when you get 20 million, there is not, you walk in a room and people know what time it is.
Yeah, you get anything with that.
But that's crazy though, because once you get that 20 million, now you look back at everything you did to get it. And then you ask yourself, am I happy? That's why all these niggas are taking all these drugs to find a way to sleep. Because they can't sleep. Your number one judge is your conscience, man. And whenever we go to sleep, we shut it down, right? And now we're in a deep sleep, right? But that conscience is not going to let you shut him down. That's why you're going to stay up the whole night, because he's going to be there telling you, I know what you did, nigga. See, all these people think you good. All these people see you and they think you worth something, but you ain't shit. That's what kills them. That's why every corrupt individual, right? You see, when they say they have these kings. They have these kings whenever they go and they find some women and they ask these women to whoop. You know, he's trying to find somebody who can put him, who can humiliate him, because he knows what he's worth. He's worth nothing. Because every time he steps out, everybody looks at him like he's a god, right? But when he finds these women in his private room, he asks them, whoop me, treat me like I'm worth nothing. and then I will be happy. And to a normal person, that will look like that's crazy, right? But to him, he knows he's worth nothing, right? Because if he steps out, everybody's going to kiss his ass. Everybody's going to see him as a guy. But he knows deep down, I ain't shit. Because like you say, you dirt.
Exactly.
When you know you dirt, there is nothing anybody can tell you. Okay, put you on a pedestal and say you're a God. Man, you won't call yourself a God, but when you're inside that room, when you by yourself, your conscience is going to tell you, I know who you is.
You that mouse. You know you that mouse.
You the mouse, man. You that mouse. You not Simba.
Yeah.
Man, you not Simba because that kills me. So Fossey, they knew what they did, man. They killed all these people just so they can have more money. But it all comes down to this. When you get that money, everything is vanity. When you get to that money, what happens? You look at it and you say, what was it? This is it?
Exactly.
And then you measure it with what you did to get there and you are like, oh, if I knew better.
Exactly.
If I knew better, I never wanted to do this. That's what most of them say. I dream about the time I used to be a kid. You know, I think about the time when I was poor. I think about it back in the days when I had nothing, but I had everything at the same time. Because right now they think everybody looks at them like they got everything, but they don't got anything, man. Because what is it to you? There is nothing in this world more expensive or worth anything that is more priceless than somebody's peace of mind.
Exactly.
Money,
exactly what I was about to say. But peace. That's the goal. Goal is the peace. Peace is the goal, and we do everything we do because we think it's gonna get us closer to that peace.
But it's not.
But it's not gonna get us closer to that peace. If you do not have it right now,
if you do not have it right now,
you ain't gonna have it when you got $100 million.
Gee, they say Solomon, King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, the nigga who used to sit and hear the conversation from bees. Whenever bees will be buzzing around and he can hear whatever they're doing and he can be able to communicate with them. This man was so wise that everything spoke to this nigga. Everything did whatever he wanted to do. He said, nothing, and I said nothing, and I've been wiser than all your motherfuckers, but nothing is worth your peace of mind. Nothing. Because this is a nigga who had 1,000 women. When you get to think about it. When you get to 1,000 women, what you still trying to find? Peace.
Yeah,
and these are niggas who had everything, right? Exactly. They say women will give you a peace of mind, but these niggas went not 100, not 500, 1,000 bitches.
Let me end we're gonna end it with what the last line on the book, the Yoga Sutra, written by Patanjali. It say just like you said, the birds whisper to you, they talk to you. That's what it say in the Yoga Sutra. It say when you got peace, when you conquer your mind, you get powers. When you get peace of mind, you get powers. And it say you be able to become invisible. It say you become invisible. It say you can understand animals talking. You'll be able to read people's minds. That's what the Yoga Sutra say. But it say, don't get fooled by the powers. It say, don't get sidetracked by the powers. It say, the last line of that book say, because it's a weak analogy to the super mundane goal of freedom. Say that again. A weak analogy to the super mundane goal of freedom. The super plain goal. Mundane is plain. Mundane is the plain. Like you live a mundane life, you live a plain life. He said, super plain goal of freedom. Freedom is more powerful than all them powers. Peace of mind, freedom is more powerful than all that shit.
That's it, man.
It's more powerful than all that.
You look at this. You every time when you're telling me about this, I think about one thing. If having all this was what your peace of mind, right? These monks will have everything.
Yeah.
But they found out that nothing in this world is worth anything except
exactly.
These niggas are so calm. One nigga said this shit, it stuck in my head forever. He said, to a calm mind, the universe surrenders.
Exactly.
Gee, when you think about this, to a calm mind, the universe surrenders means when you calm, you're peaceful. And when you're peaceful, everything around you will spin in the most harmonious way that is. And these people have known this and they have everything to obtain this. But like you said, they let themselves get fooled by this power.
By the power. Yeah.
By the power.
Yeah.
But what is power? That you can't obtain it. Because in the end, however you think that you're powerful, it is going to be taken from it.
And people think up is down and down is up. People think what's up is down and what's down is up. People think the monk meditating, they think he down, he in pain. They think pleasure is pain and pain is pleasure. We think sometimes we doing drugs, we start coke, we think we in pleasure. But we start cooking, we in pain. Exactly. And you think the monk is in the mountain meditating, you think he in pain.
No.
You say, damn, how the fuck he sit in that mountain meditate for 20 hours a day? You think he in pain, but he might be in pleasure. He got peace of mind.
He understood it, man.
So you got to, that's real.
He has nothing on him, but he is peaceful because he knows this is all. I've found the secret that too many is lost. It is being peaceful. I mean, you got your peace, you live with it. You got your peace, you have achieved the highest of them. You have achieved the highest. You know what it means to be human. You understood why you're here. Look at the animals, peaceful. Anything that comes with peace it's more than any, because you chasing that power. By the way, you chasing that power?
You're right.
Freedom, right?
Freedom.
And it can be any type of freedom. It can be about you feeling, okay, I'm secure. I got everything. Okay, I got the money. Nah, but when you look at it, it all comes down to that word, freedom.
Freedom of mind.
Mind. Once
freedom
you free
of mind that's a powerful thing.
Man.
And that's a good note to end on. Freedom.
Man, always, man, always.
Hey,
man.
Who is born twice and who is Fleury the Godson?
They already know, man.
Who is born twice, who is Fleury the Godson?
Let's go, man. It's the God energy, man. It's the God energy. You got to levitate. Keep levitating, man. You know, leave the bullshit aside and touch the sky. That's how it is, man. One time, Fleury the Godson, born twice, always. Shout out to everybody that tuned in to look at this, and I hope y'all got inspired, man.
Love y'all.
Chop it up, but you know, I teach you, you teach me, and we end up to the top, man. That's how it is. IG,
Peace.
one time, man.